Hi guys, my name is Mr. Smith and I am the woodwind teacher from SIPS Music and Arts Service. Now I do believe we have some spaces available at your school if you would like to learn a musical instrument. And my job this evening today is to show you the flute, the clarinet and the saxophone. That's the musical instruments that we offer. I will be talking to you during the video a little bit later about sort of, the way we set instruments up, what we can be expecting to do in lessons, and a sort of, a potential career outside of school. If you want to dedicate yourself and go through, there are lots of opportunities that will present themselves being a musician. Okay, well first we have the flute, which is this silver instrument that I have in front of me here, and I will be showing you a little bit later what we can be playing and what we can be expecting to do. First of all, the advantages of the flute, guys: really lightweight. Okay, easy to carry over your shoulder. Probably the most beautiful sounding instrument, okay, out of the woodwind family. That's my personal opinion anyway, okay? And this is the sound that you can be expected to hear from the flute. Okay, so guys, if you are interested in playing the flute, I will be honest with you, very tricky initially to get a sound out of the instrument, okay? What we have to work on, and some of the pupils at your school will be doing already if they play the flute, is the first initial few weeks we have to form the correct embouchure, which is the correct mouth muscles, okay? And you have to have sort of your cheeks tight, and we go through this in lessons, but there has to be a small gap, a really small hole, and you blow across the mouthpiece to make the sound. So hopefully once you've practiced on your mouthpiece, you should be able to get a strong, high-pitched sound like this. Now, once you're getting that sound, guys, that's then the next stage really, is to put your flute together, and then you start looking at the different notes. So yeah, a lot of pupils that I teach, if that hole isn't quite small enough and you're not directing the air across the hole, you can get sort of an airy sound. Now, ultimately, if we put that on the flute, then it's going to be really challenging to make a sound. So, as you can see, with the flute, you have to be dedicated for those initial, 4 or 5 weeks. You have to be on the mouthpiece regularly to get that initial sound. Then we're going to move on to the instrument I have next to me, which is called the clarinet. Now again, guys, to be honest with you, it's like the flute, nice and lightweight, easy to carry around school, easy to carry at home, but a little bit different in terms of sound production and sort of, how you work on it. So, unlike the flute, the clarinet has what we call that little wooden sort of stick, looks like a little bit like a lollipop stick, called a reed, okay? And when you blow down the reed, if you can look carefully, when you don't blow down the mouthpiece, the reed vibrates against the mouthpiece very quickly to make the sound. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, most pupils I teach, if you're after an instrument where you want to get an instant, success and instant sound, the clarinet is the one for you, okay? Just blowing through the instrument, and you'll 99 times out of 100, you'll be making a sound, okay? Now, the things that we need to work on with the clarinet, guys, if you are interested, are the way it works is when you cover the holes, the pitch changes, okay? Now, it's very tricky, especially when you're starting off. I'm a fully grown adult, so my hands are fully grown, so it's easy for me to cover the holes. But when you start off, your technique, you have to work a lot on the technique, making sure you're training your hands to cover the right holes for the right notes, okay? If you're interested in playing the clarinet, it sounds like this. In front of me, I have the alto saxophone, which is another instrument that we offer at your school. Now, guys, it is recommended usually, if you are interested in playing the saxophone, which is my main instrument, that you start off a few weeks on the clarinet, developing your technique, like I said earlier in the video, you know, making sure your fingers are accurate, covering the holes. And then once you develop that embouchure as well, like the flute, you know, mouth muscles in the right and mouth in the right position, you can move on to this amazing instrument I have here. Now, it's very similar to the clarinet, that we just have the reed again, just a little bit bigger in size, obviously, because it's a bigger instrument. And rather than having to really specifically be accurate with the fingers covering the holes like the clarinet, we have pearls on the saxophone, which is very similar to the flute. So we don't, you know, there's not, it's a lot easier, shall we say, to make the sounds that you're after on the saxophone, because, like I said, with the clarinet, it's very tricky sometimes. If your hand just slides down ever so slightly, or you're not covering the holes properly, you're not going to make the sound that you're trying to achieve. Okay, now the saxophone, obviously, larger instruments, okay, and guys, you obviously will be expected to take instruments home and practice, okay. So you've got to have that dedication and passion for the instrument to be taking it home. And with the saxophone, because it is a heavy instrument, to keep supported like any musical instrument, you need to have a strap, put that on like so, in a little hole on the instrument. And hopefully we can hear now a few of the sounds of the saxophone. I hope you've enjoyed listening to those 3 instruments that we have available at your school, guys. And before we sort of end the session and the video, I just want to talk to you about the importance really of, you know, practice maybe, and sort of dedicating yourself to these instruments. Now, obviously, you will be given, if you are successful with your audition and you're interested in playing, you will be given an instrument from my music service to borrow for free, okay? And that instrument is loaned to you, no charge, for however long you play your instruments, okay? Now, I do make it look a little bit easy, obviously, because I've been dedicating myself to my instruments for 19 years of my life. I was very lucky because I moved through to university playing the saxophone, and now I'm very lucky to have a job teaching music, something that I love to do. And I also get the job to sort of perform at weekends in different countries, playing my instruments, playing for parties, celebrations. So it's a great opportunity, guys, that you have got at the moment to start off your musical journey. Now, in lessons, I like to have a balance of different things. As you could hear in some of the demonstrations, you know, pop music is so important, you know, playing things like Old Town Road and, you know, things like, you know, sort of more pop pieces. And we can do that in your lessons, no problem at all, okay? But there's also a side, if you're interested as well, going through what we call graded qualifications, okay? Now, when you get older into high school, maybe, you know, college, then university, these qualifications that you can achieve by reading music, by, you know, doing through these sort of qualifications, they can give you extra points towards your university applications or college applications. It also looks really good, guys, on a CV if you're having a job when you get older. If you've got on there, I've got grade 5 on my clarinet, saxophone or flute, it shows that person that you've got that extra dedication, and you've, you know, taken an extra subject as well as what you're doing at school. So yeah, that's what we can that's what we'll be doing in lessons. Like I said, we'll have a balance if you want to be doing through grading things. If you just want to do it as, you know, you really enjoy playing some of the latest tunes, that's fine as well. Now, to see the improvements and success in playing a musical instrument, guys, it's pretty much any subject that you would do. It requires your energy, your time, your patience, and your 100% effort. So if you are interested, in taking up a musical instrument, then you will be required to do a little bit of playing and reading music outside of lesson. Now, I understand everyone's busy with every subject and every teacher's asking for homework for their subject, but it's so important when you're playing a musical instrument. Okay, I have some pupils that come to me and we have a 20-minute lesson and then they don't practice the next week and they find it frustrating. You make very slow progress. Okay, so you will be required to put that little bit of effort in. All right. Now, whilst many musicians, practice and play for a hobby. There are actually careers in music that you can achieve, guys, by dedicating yourself over a long period. Like I said, I was very lucky. I started off playing the clarinet and the saxophone when I was in year 5 and 6. Instantly, just had a love and a passion for it. Moved into college studying music, and then I was given a place at Leeds College of Music to study jazz on the instrument I've got here. And I had to dedicate myself. The teachers told me 4 hours practice a day the first year, 6 hours practice the second, then 8 hours practice every day for the third year. Now, it's not like school where you've got a full timetable of music, but that's the dedication that I wanted to give to my instrument to get to a good standard, shall we say. Now, talking about careers, you could become a music teacher. I have the pleasure of teaching all you guys, hopefully, who are interested in playing music. But also, I get to travel different places in the world. I've been to Dubai, Thailand, Germany on a regular basis, performing my saxophone for huge events and in front of thousands of people. And hopefully, there will be a link later or a video just showing you a little preview of what I do outside of the lesson, guys. So, like I said to you at the start of the video, this is a great opportunity for you to learn something different and to add, a different subject and a different passion to sort of what you're doing at the moment. I hope you've really enjoyed the videos. If there are any questions, please get in touch with your teacher and they will email me and I can answer any questions that you may have about your instruments. And I hope to see some of you very soon, guys, at your school. Take care.